Hola peeps. I am sitting outside of an Olive Garden waiting for my ride share driver to appear. I am not loyal to any particular provider. I just go with whatever the cheapest option is. I don't know why I felt the need to share that, but I did. This feels so awkward to do this when there are people walking by. Anyways, I wanted to make a video about learning to have grace towards myself and having that skill allow me to forgive myself. So something that I've noticed I don't know how to hold this. Okay. Something that I've noticed is I often struggle with, like, if I get past the trying time, not replaying in my head over and over and over what went wrong. And also not replaying in my head all the opportunities, missed opportunities I had to intervene and like advocate for myself. But then I have to remind myself like why I didn't. Like usually like I didn't know better. Like it's so true that hindsight is 2020. When you're living in the moment, there's just so much that's going on. There's just belief, like I've said this before, like just not wanting to abandon people in need, especially when they're vulnerable for whatever reason.
Oh, that's that.
And then also feeling like I feel guilt because I've never taken an IQ test, but I'm fairly confident if I took one, the score would not be low. And then when I talk with other people, it's very apparent to me when like maybe I would assume they would score in a lower bracket. And then I just know like my intelligence is something that was gifted to me. Like, I didn't do anything to earn it. Like I got lucky when it came to genetics and other people did not. And sometimes I feel guilt about that. Like my intelligence has helped me through situations that I would have struggled with longer if I did not have it. I'll say that. And that sometimes leaves me feeling stuck in the cycle of trying to pull people up with me or trying to get people to join me where I'm at instead of meeting them where they're at. Hi. That forces me. Oh, sorry. Now is the perfect time to do this. It's raining, I'm outside, and I'm waiting. Like, whatever. But, yeah, so yeah, when I was sitting inside of the Olive Garden, I just had a moment of like, I need to forgive myself. I had purest intentions and I was naive and gullible. And I have to recognize that people lie, even though I choose not to. I mean, I've lied before, but I give things my all, and I truly try to push myself to be better and better. And I don't want to live in my comfort zone, and other people don't do the same. And I have to recognize when someone is dead set on living in their comfort zone, regardless of how miserable they are, I have to let them. That's a decision that they're making for themselves. I can't yank someone out of their comfort zone because I see how much pain is causing them. If they're comfortable with that pain, I have to allow them to sit in that pain because that is their decision to make. And oftentimes I've learned not going against the advice I just gave to myself, what ends up happening is people try to drag me into their comfort zone with them and want me to suffer with them for an indefinite amount of time, possibly forever, and I'm just not willing to do that. And then that causes tension, and then that tension causes them to feel like I'm belittling them or judging them, and then that turns into them wanting to assert this authority over me, which they believe they're entitled to have, to feel as though they're not so small anymore, I guess. But it's sad because I look around to the people that they have in their lives, and I quickly recognize that, like, I'm one of very few people, if not the only person in their life, that have their best interest at heart, even if it means, regardless of whether or not I would benefit from it, you know. But anyways, going back to like the main message of this, just forgiving myself for situations where I held on a little too long, where I try to help people at the expense of my well-being. You know, I understand where my heart was at and where my intentions were at. I have to forgive myself for believing I deserved that treatment as a sacrifice. Like I had to sacrifice myself in order to save someone else. Like, no, that is not necessary. Like, I don't have to suffer with others. It's okay for me to do well and to better myself and continue to improve as an individual, even if there are people around me who are suffering and not joining me on my journey. If there are people who get left behind, that is not my decision. It's a decision that they're making. And
Cassandra?
is, you know, everyone's on their own journey. And we all move at different paces. And we all have different destinations. And it's not for me to decide whether that's right or wrong or to speed up the process for anyone. Just do the best that I can and move forward. At my own pace, and that's okay.